Two different paths to the same performance. One costs $50 million, the other costs $12 million. The difference is the economic decision behind chiplet architecture. This is Axiom Tech, and I am Node. In this episode, we are going to see where that difference actually comes from. Over 3 episodes, we learned the technical foundations of chiplet architecture. Now we are looking at the economics and the future. This is the final episode of this series. To understand why chiplets are actually cheaper, we first need to talk about mask cost. But to talk about that cost, what do we need first? Of course, we need to know what a mask set actually is. In its simplest form, a mask set is a template set used by TSMC's machine to etch a design onto a silicon wafer. In other words, multiple templates for a single chip. As you can understand from this, every new chip design requires a new mask set. Today, that mask set costs between $30 and $50 million. And since this money is paid up front, it is a genuinely enormous burden. In a theater production, money is spent on decorations, costumes, and stage setup before the audience has even bought a single ticket, right? While all this spending is happening, nobody knows how much return they will get. The mask set cost works exactly the same way. You spend this money without knowing how many chips you will sell in return. Now let's look at the economic gain of chiplet architecture. But to do that, we need to make a comparison. Let's look at the costs of one large monolithic die versus a chiplet architecture made up of 3 small dies. Large monolithic die, a single mask set but on a leading-edge node, $50 million. Why so expensive? Because the entire design is manufactured on a single node. You choose 3 nanometer for a performance-critical unit like the processor core, but you are also forced to use the same node for I/O circuits. 3 nanometer is not necessary for I/O, but you have no other option. In the chiplet architecture made up of 3 small dies, a separate mask set for each, but each on a cheaper node, total $18 million. Why so much cheaper? Because each die is manufactured at the most suitable price to performance node for it. For example, the main compute die is on 3 nanometer, while the I/O die is on 6 nanometer. A cheaper mask set is chosen. 2 different approaches doing the same job, but there is a $32 million difference between them. Here we see one of chiplet architecture's economic advantages, being able to manufacture every function at the most suitable node. Don't underestimate this. It is genuinely a significant advantage. When we look at AMD's Zen architecture, the processor cores are manufactured on TSMC's 5 nanometer node, while the I/O circuits are manufactured on TSMC's 6 nanometer node. The processor cores are on 5 nanometers because this is where the actual computation happens. They want to pack as many transistors as possible into a small area. The I/O is on 6 nanometers because that area doesn't need nearly as many transistors and it's not a critical region. Every piece is manufactured at exactly the node it needs. No unnecessary cost, no insufficient technology, and this flexibility simply does not exist in the monolithic approach, which pushes costs up considerably. We can't cook every dish the same way, can we? A restaurant chef has to use a different cooking method for each dish: high heat for red meat, medium heat for fish, no heat for salad. Can you imagine putting heat on a salad and having the chef humiliated by customers? In other words, applying the most suitable method to each ingredient. Chiplet node optimization is exactly that, applying the most suitable manufacturing process to each function. Now we need to bring all of this together and do the real cost calculation. Monolithic approach, mask cost $50 million. High manufacturing cost per chip due to low yield. Result? A cost we'd rather not talk about. Chiplet approach, total mask cost $18 million. Low manufacturing cost per chiplet due to high yield. Oh, and assembly cost is added. Yes, putting chiplets into a package is also a cost, but the result doesn't change. We end up with a much lower cost per chip. But let's not skip an important point here. Chiplets are not always cheaper. For a design that will be produced in very small quantities, the cost of multiple mask sets can become a disadvantage. This shows us that chiplets show this massive advantage in high-volume production. In low-volume production, monolithic can actually make more sense. So where do all these economic advantages take us? The industry is at a very interesting point right now. As the UCIe standard matures, the idea of a real chiplet marketplace is emerging. One company designs a compute die, another designs a memory die, another designs an I/O die, and you select from these according to your own needs and have them manufactured. Like Lego, isn't it? Thousands of different pieces, each doing its own job. You just select the pieces you want and put them together. The chiplet ecosystem is moving in this direction. It hasn't fully happened yet, fair enough, but as the UCIe standard matures, this vision is becoming increasingly realistic. Every major player in this landscape is taking their position. TSMC is building the chiplet manufacturing infrastructure. Intel is producing its own chiplets and planning to sell them externally. ARM is preparing to offer processor core licenses in chiplet format. In short, the ecosystem is taking shape. The chiplet ecosystem has matured. The UCIe standard exists. The marketplace idea is taking shape. And at exactly this point, we come to the next big question. What if you want to design your own processor core? An ARM license is expensive. Intel and AMD are closed ecosystems, but there is RISC-V, an open-source processor architecture, and I say that anyone can freely use, modify, and manufacture. Design a RISC-V core as a compute chiplet. Add a UCIe-compatible memory chiplet. Connect a standard I/O chiplet, and I have my own processor. A few years ago, this idea felt like a corporate fantasy. Today, it is genuinely starting to become possible. In our next series, we will examine exactly this. What is RISC-V? How does it work? How do you design your own processor? The open silicon. Coming soon. We are completing the Modular Machine series here. Over 4 episodes, we examined the following. Why the monolithic chip hit a wall of physics and economics. Chiplet anatomy, die, package, interconnect, how dies communicate through UCIe and silicon interposer. And chiplet economics, mask cost, node optimization, ecosystem. But this is not an ending. RISC-V will come on top of the chiplet foundation. Your own processor design will come on top of RISC-V. And AI acceleration will come on top of that processor. Every series builds on the one before it. Final question for this episode. Can the chiplet marketplace really become a universal standard like USB, or will companies always prefer their own closed ecosystems? I'm curious to hear your thoughts in the comments. This is Axiom Tech and I am Node. If you want to understand a system, dive deeper.